A new figure has entered the spring football landscape, one with deep pockets, high-profile connections, and a track record of disrupting the sports world.
I think today is really the first day of the United Football League.
Billionaire Mike Repole is now part of the UFL ownership group. But what does that actually mean for the league? And why is someone with his resume stepping into spring football at this moment? We'll look at Repole's background, his sports investments, and what this could signal for the future of the league and its teams. Mike Repole's fortunes mostly come from his sale of his companies that made VitaminWater and SmartWater, as well as BodyArmor, to Coca-Cola. Forbes estimates that the majority of the $1.6 billion net worth of Repole comes from those transactions. The 57-year-old native New Yorker is no stranger to the sports business. He is the majority stakeholder in Tom Brady's athletic apparel business. Repole was dubbed a super booster of his alma mater St. John's and was instrumental in the hiring of head coach Rick Pitino, who led the Red Storm to their first Big East championship in 25 years. Repole's connection to Pitino goes back nearly as long as that last St. John's Big East championship because they crossed paths in horse racing circles over the decades. Repole operates a horse racing stable that has produced high-level entries into some of the industry's biggest races, including several Kentucky Derbies. Now back to basketball, Repole infused Pitino's team with NIL money that put them back on a competitive track. He appears to understand what it takes behind the scenes to put a winner on the field or on the court, and maybe that's what the UFL sees in Repole. But why would he want to get involved in spring football?
A couple of years ago, we started to talk about it when they were just about to merge. And I was just, it was just when I purchased Noble. It was just when I was, getting out of, we just sold BodyArmor to Coke for $8 billion. And the timing wasn't right for me. And then last year, I started to speak a little bit more closely with them. And it was their second year. This is the second year of the merger. And then this year I had my team and I really look at it closely. And I think now the timing is right for this to succeed.
Now, there are some who might be having flashbacks of the Alliance of American Football in 2019 when billionaire Tom Dundon promised an infusion of cash during the season, only to pull the plug soon after, causing the league to fold before the season was even over. This situation is much different as Repole joins an ownership group that already has in place Redbird Capital, Danny Garcia, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Fox, and now ESPN has a cut, and out of left field here, Qatar's Sovereign Fund, also part of the UFL. So there's little chance of a doomsday scenario if Repole cut and run. Like many critics of the league, inside the fan base and out, attendance caught the eye of Repole. Smaller stadiums might be the way to go, like DC's partnership with Audi Field, home of Major League Soccer's DC United.
Partnering up with some of these MLS teams is going to be very, very exciting. And, when we have 12,000 fans in a 60,000 stadium, it looks like a COVID game. When you have 12,000 fans in a 15,000 stadium, you're basically sold out. And I think that we're going to pay very close attention over the next 24 months about right venue, right city, right market, right community.
And Repole apparently moving quickly with the UFL to make it happen.
New league co-owner Mike Repole says one of the UFL's 8 existing franchises will be relocated to Columbus. He wouldn't say which team is coming, only that they'd be ready to go by the start of the 2026 spring season. We do know where the games will be played. Historic Crew Stadium just off I-71. Repole telling USA Today Columbus was an ideal spot for a UFL franchise.
Now, this all lines up with reports in July that the UFL was looking to relocate 4 teams, all from the USFL Conference. One of those reported cities was Columbus, which is now confirmed for 2026. Another reported new city is Louisville. And I've talked to people behind the scenes, and they have told me there have definitely been discussions with the UFL, and one of the target stadiums is the 15,000 capacity Lynn Family Stadium, home of the United Soccer League's Lou City FC and National Women's Soccer League Racing Louisville. With Repole's connections to horse racing and the city of Louisville and his work in stables in Lexington, this could increase Kentucky's chances of landing a UFL franchise. Will the Birmingham Stallions become the Louisville Stallions? Well, a lot more is surely to shake out this summer and fall about what the UFL will look like in 2026. But Repole has plans well beyond next year. In an interview with Kevin Seifert of ESPN, Repole says he would like to expand the UFL to 10 to 12 teams within the next 5 years and to get to 16 teams before 2035 and have these teams actually live and play in their home cities. An interesting offseason now, to be sure, and much more to come from the UFL, as Repole tells Sports Business Journal that maybe even in August we'll hear more about franchise changes. I'll cover it all right here, and check out my free Substack where I find some of the more interesting and newsworthy alt football news along with some of my own insights, and I'll pass them all along to you. Let me know what you think about the changes ahead for the UFL down in the comments. And while you're here, check out these other videos from the channel. I appreciate you watching, and if you like what you saw, be sure to subscribe for more.